Alright, so this morning we had the Honkai Star Rail version 3.6 live stream, and not only did we get some info about Evernight and Heng Permansor Terrae, but we also know now that Permansor Terrae is going to be given out for free, which is amazing. So today I definitely want to talk about all the info we got on these two characters, and just give my overall thoughts based on what we know from the live stream here. Because they don't give the full kits in the live stream, we do just get a glimpse of a few of their abilities to just kind of get a general sense of what they can do here. So let's jump right into Evernight here. So Evernight is an Ice Remembrance character, and her main gameplay is going to revolve around working with multiple other Remembrance allies. And this is because of the effect of her skill. So her skill is going to summon her Memo Sprite Eevee, and upon using her skill, she's going to increase the crit damage of all allied Memo Sprites. And the amount of the crit damage increase scales with how many Remembrance characters you have on the team, meaning that you're going to want to run as many as possible with Evernight to get as much of a crit damage buff as possible. Also with her skill, she's going to gain a certain amount of Memoria, and the Memoria that you have will also gradually increase Eevee's damage as well, which is really good because Eevee is going to be Evernight's main source of damage and just all around her general gameplay. Next up for Evernight's ultimate, she's going to deal damage to all enemies, and this is going to enter her into the Darkest Riddle state. This state is going to allow Evernight and Eevee to deal increased damage, and you're also going to gain extra Memoria when you use Evernight's skill, and it is a noticeable increase based on what we saw from the live stream as well. So this is going to be very good when we get to the Memo Sprite skill here, which is going to be the most important spot for using Memoria. But before that, let's talk about Evernight's talent. Whenever Evernight or Eevee's HP drops or gets lowered by anything, they're going to gain extra Memoria, and they're also going to gain some buffs as well. They didn't really talk about what these buffs specifically are, but that is going to be good as well to get a lot more damage from them and whatever buffs these are going to be. And considering that they get this from losing HP, they are going to work very well with Casterus as well. Next up here for the Memo Sprite skill. When Evernight has at least 16 Memoria, Eevee is going to be able to immediately take action to attack all enemies. This is going to consume the Memoria that you have, and Eevee is also going to self-destruct as well, so you are going to be using Evernight's skill a pretty decent amount to make sure that you're continuing to have Eevee on the field as much as possible. Lastly, for Evernight's technique, using this is going to increase the crit damage of all allied Memo Sprites, it's very similar to what the skill does there, and you're also going to gain some extra Memoria from this as well, which makes Evernight's kit work extremely well because you pretty much just want to get as much Memoria as possible to trigger that Memo Sprite skill as often as you can, because that's how you're going to get damage with her being a kind of like sub DPS role for the team she's going to be on. And I say team and not teams plural because, just to go into my overall thoughts here, Evernight seems to be a handcrafted option for the Casterus team because she benefits a lot from any like HP draining mechanics, and Casterus drains the HP of all allies, and also Evernight, to make her teams perform as best as they can, you do want to have a lot of Remembrance characters, and right now with Casterus's team, if you replace Triby with Evernight, you can have a full Remembrance team being Casterus, Evernight, Remembrance MC, and Hyacinth. So this is going to be an extremely good team in all honesty, but I think when it comes to other characters and other setups, she could be decent with like Jingliu, who can also drain HP from allies, but it's not going to be nearly as good. And besides that, if you're not running her with as many Remembrance characters, then you're not really going to get as big of a benefit from the extra crit damage as well. So Evernight is a character that I think is going to work extremely well on one team for now, but if they release future Remembrance characters that can drain HP, then you're going to be able to see some more use from Evernight here. But for right now, I think she is mainly just going to be on that Casterus team, but she is going to be an extremely good option there. So now let's jump into Heng Permansor Terrae, who's going to be a free sustain character, which I think is crazy. Because I know we got Dr. Ratio for free, we got Archer for free already, which those are DPSs, and DPSs will age faster in these games than sustains. Like sustains, like there's still people using sustains that are like a year plus old. Like Gallagher is still used a lot. Huo is still used a lot. That is definitely something that is pretty crazy in all honesty. So going over his kit here, so Permansor Terrae is a physical preservation character, so you are going to be focusing a lot around shields for his sustain here. So starting out with his skill, he's going to target one ally and make them the bondmate. And upon an ally becoming the bondmate, Permansor is also going to summon a soul dragon, and this will actually count as the bondmate summon. So it is cool that you can kind of like impart a summon onto someone. And also using the skill will apply a shield to all allies, kind of similar to how Aventurine works. Next up for the ultimate, Dan Heng's going to deal damage to all enemies, also apply a shield as well, which all the shields he applies are stackable onto themselves as well. So very similar to how Aventurine shields works too. And by using the ultimate, you're going to enhance the Soul Dragon. And during the Soul Dragon's enhanced action, it's going to launch a follow-up attack against all enemies as well. Next up here for the talent, anytime the Soul Dragon takes action, it's going to cleanse one debuff from all allies, which is a really powerful thing for a preservation character to have. Plus also you're going to be able to apply more of that stackable shield here as well. So pairing that with the ultimate enhancement, you are going to get some pretty solid value anytime the Soul Dragon takes action. And finally, with the technique, this technique is going to daze enemies, so they won't be able to attack you on the overworld. And the character that actually initiates combat is going to become the bondmate. And through this, it actually automatically uses Dan Heng's skill without using skill points, which also means you get shields right at the start of battle too, which is really good to make sure you can tank anything that's right away. And then also just make sure that you are in a pretty comfortable spot, because the big point of preservation characters is comfortability, making sure that your teams can like comfortably take stuff, because you don't really have any healing on those teams. So that is good to know as well. So now to go into my thoughts about Permansor Terrae here, I think he is really good, especially being a character that everyone's going to be able to get for free. He has shield, he has cleanse, which is really good for, you know, preservation character here. I do think he's probably just going to feel like a better Aventurine and not one that's like stuck to the follow-up kind of niche, or I shouldn't say stuck, but like is favored for the follow-up niche. He is probably going to be more for like summons, or, you know, with characters that can benefit a lot from having a summon attached to them as well. So that is definitely going to be very good for him too. And I think in terms of teams, he should be pretty universal. I don't know if they'll give him maybe any kind of buffs, because a good amount of sustains now, they do have like some kind of buff for the team, whether it be something damage related or something more like, you know, effect res or like support, or something that's not offensive based. But we'll have to see once we get the full kit in a few weeks here. But overall, I do think both Permansor Terrae and Evernight are going to be very strong characters here. But I'd also love to hear what you all think in the comments down below as well. I am definitely very excited for these characters, and I will definitely be covering them when they do drop in-game, and also when we get their full kit info as well. So if you enjoyed what you saw today and you want to see more content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.